Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another video on Modern Warships. I'm the Unknown, and today is an updated video talking about how to bring up your masteries. I know a lot of people don't really care about this, but for the very few people like me who are very bored with the game and are desperately trying to find some incentive to play, I found your incentive, and with the help of one of my friends and clan members, he was able to tell me other things that are able to bring up your missile accuracy is and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about the missile accuracy first. So, as you can see, my missile accuracy is 94%. However, it was 92%. I've been using a full cluster missile setup on the RF Kronstadt because it has the unflareable cluster missile with 2 extra cluster missiles. So this is like by far the best ship you could use to boost your missile accuracy. I know a lot of people don't afford it, and I know missiles don't really matter as much, which is why I don't use them that much. I'm level 53 and I haven't even hit 1 million missile shots, but there's people who were a lower level than me who have already hit 1 million. So let that sink in. But yeah, full cluster missile setup is one way. The other way is any missile that has AoE damage. So this is basically any nuke. Any nuke has AoE. However, the nuke with the most AoE, correct me if I'm wrong, missile geeks out there, but the missile with the most AoE damage out there is the P500 Basalt. I could be wrong, but I think that's what I heard. Other missiles such as the High-Fly Nuke, the ASN-4G, the DF-12, or if you're free to play, you have the Bulava, the Basalt, I think there's another one out there. I forgot what it was. Oh, yeah. Other missiles with the AoE are the HQ-26. I think this missile has AoE. Correct me. I think this one does have AoE, right? Yeah, this one also has AoE. So, yeah, any missile that is a cluster or any missile that has AoE will bring up your missile accuracy. Moving on to the cannons. As you can see, yeah, my cannon accuracy is 100%. And that also comes to play that I have a really good aim. But there's certain cannons that you use for this. So at first, I mentioned that you can use cannons such as the MKE, whatever, or you could use like this cannon, or what was the other one? You could use this one right here, the minigun. Now these ones are like the best options. However, they're not the only options. Other options consist of cannons that deal area damage as well. So these cannons include the Emerge Koenig, I believe. The Dana M2, I believe, also deals area damage. Pretty sure. We have the Densho, which also, I believe, does area damage. I'm not entirely sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. The Tensho, which is the best plasma-based railgun there is. It puts the Densho to shame. This is literally the best plasma railgun, but this one has insane AoE. So this one and the Emerge Koenig are probably going to be the best cannons to do to bring up your missile accuracy, or your cannon accuracy, excuse me. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's other ones. Yeah, this one also deals area damage. Pretty sure, I think that's all the cannons that deal area damage, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, we have the grenade launchers now. Now, honestly, any grenade launcher will bring up your accuracy. Now, I do want to say that there are certain grenade launchers that are more accurate than others. So we're going to go ahead and start with those. I'm going to give an honorable mention to grenade launchers on the Arsenal ship that are 100% accurate. Also on the Geobuxen, or whatever you call it, these grenade launchers are also very good, but obviously not everybody can afford those. So we're going to talk about grenade launchers that everybody can afford. So first off, we're going to go ahead and go to a ship that has a grenade launcher slot, for instance, the Vittorio Veneto. And you want to use grenade launchers that have decent accuracy, like the RBU-2500, the A-22, HJJ is also pretty good if you know how to use it, if you're very skilled. The TRG 230, the TRG 300, the T122, any of the Turkish grenade launchers are probably going to be your best bets, to be honest. And then the Panaka, which also has insane AoE. This one's probably the best grenade launcher to deal AoE damage. Now, if you want to increase your accuracy faster, I recommend doing offline matches in domination or whatever, and using a ship that has a 3x or a 4x grenade launcher slot. So this means ships like the Vittorio Veneto, the Nanchang, the F-126, or multiple grenade launcher slots such as the Richelieu or the SPS-110, I believe. So yeah, Panaka's probably going to be your best bet for that. Anyways, I do want to mention that any lock-on grenade launcher will not help with your accuracy because they'll just be flared. So don't even bother using them. Now, moving on to torpedoes. There is a new way that I found out that you can bring up your torpedo accuracy, and that is with torpedoes that deal AoE damage. I did not know this at first, but I have put this to the test, and my accuracy was 87% today, and now, as you can see, it is 92%. And that is because I've been testing this offline quite a bit on the TF2000, and the best torpedo for this is the Spearfish Mod 1. Yeah, the Spearfish Mod 1. As you can see, 90% accuracy. You don't need 100% accuracy because the AoE damage makes up for it. Now, I'm going to go over all of the torpedoes that deal AoE damage, starting with the legendary torpedoes. So first off, we have the Mark 45 Aster. Probably going to be if you really want to do matches very quick, the Aster is going to be your best bet because its reload's not that long, but its damage is very, very, very nice. So the Aster is going to be a really, really good option. The next good option is the Poison Torpedo, excuse me. And it has AoE. So yeah, Poison Torpedo, I have done testing on it on my press account, and it does in fact bring up your torpedo accuracy. So that is a really good option there. I do believe the SUT 264 also deals AoE. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. Now, the next and possibly the best torpedo to grind your torpedo accuracy is the Spearfish Mod 1, because apparently it deals AoE. It deals the most AoE. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, with that said, the best ships to grind torpedo accuracy is obviously going to be ships that have a 3x or a 4x torpedo slot, or ships that have multiple torpedo slots like the F-124 or the Project 22350. I'm not sure if there's a free-to-play ship that has multiple torpedo slots, but in this case, you want something that has a 4x or a 3x slot. So your best options are going to be the TF2000 for the pay-to-win community, and for the free-to-play community, the JS Mogami has a 4x torpedo slot. Now, with that said, obviously this video is not for everybody because most people don't care about accuracies, and for good reason. It doesn't really matter too much. However, for someone like me who is extremely bored with the game because they have everything, I try to find some sort of incentive to just keep playing and, to keep myself occupied and, set a goal. And this is just one of the ways that, I set goals for myself and whatnot. So, obviously, yes, I do grind offline, but that doesn't mean that I don't do online. Like, as you can see, there has been quite a few times where I do online. You can see I did the JS Katori there. Then I did I did all those. But obviously, when it comes to offline is the game mode where I do test a lot of things. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if this helps you. This is definitely the updated version of, the previous video. So yeah, drop a comment. Let me know what helped y'all, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.